All right. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
It's Yarapah. I'm coming from the House of David, live in Brooklyn. We are pleased to announce that we are hosting our first clothing drive for Purim. Khan? We will be handing out clothing for all ages, men, women, and children. You can come to the House of David, located at 191 Howard Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We'll be hosting the clothing drive on the first day of Purim, which will take place on Friday, March 22nd, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Again, it will be on Friday, March 22nd, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll be handing out clothing for men, women, children of all ages. We will be also giving away food and toiletries for anyone to come out. This is for Israel and for not Israel. This is for those that are in the truth, those that are without. All that are in the truth, please, you know where the House of David is. Come and join us. Come. If you know anybody who needs clothing, send them to the House of David. Sister, would you like to say anything?
Shalom.
Shalom.
Also, if you have donations, you can reach out to the House of David leadership and we can arrange that. Please make sure all garments, all items that are donated are in clean and good condition, something that you would like to receive yourself. And we will make sure that they get into good hands. Women, come out and get your modest apparel. Shalom.
Shalom. All praise.
All right.
That's it.
Again, Friday, March 22nd, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Come and join us. Come fellowship with us and receive the blessing that the House of David will bestow upon all children of Israel within and without the body. Shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody? Shalom. All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody's good?
Wow.
All right. So today we're just going to go over Genesis with Lot in the land of Sodom. All right. And what transpired during that time when Lot was in the land of Lot and Abraham was in the land of Sodom. All right. Give me 1 second. So we're going to go to Genesis, the 18th chapter. We're going to begin, I'm going to start here from Genesis 18 and we start from 20. All right, just give me 1 second. We're going to start reading here from the 18th chapter from the 20 verse.
Start reading now?
No, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah.
I don't see anything where Lot he didn't grieve his wife, did he? He didn't grieve his wife. Lot.
He didn't what?
He didn't grieve.
No, it didn't.
Nah, Lot grieved his wife.
He grieves.
He grieved. How he grieved was with young. He got saucy every day.
Yeah.
He was hurting. So he got so saucy that, not to think about it.
All right. So let's go to Genesis 18th chapter. All right. Little ones, you have to go to the back. You have to go to the back. If you are going to have fun, little ones, go to the back, all right?
Right, come here, Brett.
All of them, go to the back. Yeah. You want to take them to the back? All right.
Pretty good.
No, I'm saying they want to go back there and chill out back there. You know what I mean? 'Cause, yeah. Alright. Alright, Genesis 18 and 20. Yeah.
He wanted to read his Bible.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be good if he could
Okay,
sit up here
alright.
and sit. You know what I
Okay.
mean? That'd be good. He could come up here. Someone say not making noise.
Alright.
Oh, you said 18.
Okay, Genesis 18 and 20. So we just go look into this here with Genesis during the time of Abraham and Lot, during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, and what took place during that era, because it was a real wicked era, you know, just like it is here in America. You know, and America has become, I think, even worse than Sodom and Gomorrah now. So it's to the peak right now. You know what I mean? The pot is boiling, man. It's boiling over. All right. So that's why the Most High said, when the sins of the the land of Canaan have reached their peak, that's when the Most High dropped the hammer. All right. So let me read that real quick. Hold that. Go to Genesis. Genesis 15. Genesis 15 and 16.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Right, so that's why the Most High didn't bring the judgment upon the Amorites, because the iniquity of the Amorites was not yet full. Just like Sodom, it didn't reach their peak yet. All right, so that's why the Most High said in Revelation 18, for the sins of Babylon the Great have reached what? The heights of heaven. So they have reached that apex now. So when it reached that apex, after that, the judgment is coming. All right? It can't go no further, because the Most High allows certain things to go down for a while until He brings His judgment. All right? So let's go to Genesis, the 18th chapter and the 20th verse. So everything is with the Most High, with the timing, judgment, and precision of timing. All right? So Genesis 18 and 20.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 20. And the Most High said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous.
Right, the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was grievous. It was grievous to Abraham and Lot. All right? And it's grievous to a lot of us over here too. Because I saw something in, what was one of those award shows the other night. I saw Jay came out in a skirt or a dress. What was it, the award? I was like, what the hell is this, man? And he proudly came out in that dress, man. I said, you know what? This place really got to burn, man. And he came out proudly in the dress, a long black dress. What the hell is this, man?
Dress tux.
I mean, I said they couldn't let Edomite put that on, man?
No.
Why Jake had to put on the dress, man? You know, and I said, wow. And see, that's how they promoting that in a subtle way, so that the generations to come could accept it. You understand?
Make it a normal thing.
Yeah, make that a normal thing. So if we have 20 or 10 more years left here, man, all our young boys would be like homosexuals, man. You know? So that's the vibration that they're pushing out there. You know? And that's why the Most High have to cut it off, man. You have to cut this thing off. Alright? So let's go ahead.
Verse 21. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which has come unto me. And if not, I will know.
Now, who was saying this? You could say, yeah, you could say that too. But who went down? Right, the angels. Right? Because the angel represents the Most High too. Alright? Okay? So the Most High sent the angels down to check it out to see what's really going on. The Most High knew, but He sent the angels down. Alright? Read on.
And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Most High. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
So Abraham was pleading. You know what I mean? He said, you're going to destroy the righteous with the wicked? So the Most High said, okay, this is what I do, Abraham. This is what I'm going to do. Read on.
Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? that be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Most High said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sake.
So the Most High said, if he find 50 righteous, he said, then I'll spare that city. But if I don't find 50, I'm going to burn it. And that's what the Most High is going to do to this place. He's going to burn it, man. A lot of people think, oh no, America's not going to be destroyed. America will be destroyed. I'm telling you, man. It has to be destroyed for all the things that they have done to the Most High, to us, to the earth, and to the people of the earth, man. Especially what they did to us, man. That's a grievous thing what they did to us. All right? Read on.
And Abraham's, verse 27. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes.
So Abraham said, I'm just a man. I'm just dust and ashes. How am I going to speak for the Most High? But the Most High said, Abraham was my friend. The Most High bigged up Abraham big time, man. He got props with the Most High. All right? Read on.
Verse 28. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all that city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it.
So the Most High is counted down. He said, if I find 45, I will not destroy it. So the Most High said, okay, Abraham, I'm counting down, but I still haven't found nobody yet. I'm counting the clock backwards. All right? Read on.
And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there.
Still with 30, he didn't find 30 righteous. All right? Read on.
And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there.
So he went down to 10 and still didn't find 10 righteous. So you know it was wicked. Most High said the sins of Sodom was grievously wicked, man. All right? Read on.
And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Most High went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham. And Abraham returned unto his place.
All right. Read on.
And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly and turned in unto him. It's like it. Hold on, did I get it right? And they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat.
So he made unleavened bread. So now the angels now what form did the angels come down into?
Human.
Right. They came in the form of men.
Right.
All right. So they took off what form? Right. They took off the angelical form and they came down into what we call the earthly level.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So then, how do you identify them as angels?
Because they still had that certain particular aura about them. The spirit that they bear. It was different from all the men of Sodom. All right.
Abraham and Lot recognized that, but the men of Sodom never recognized that
until later on. You understand? But you could recognize that. You understand? Even though they came down in that earthly fleshly body.
Yeah.
All right. Because the scripture said there's what? There's terrestrial and there's what? Celestial. Right. All right. So they came down in that form. All right, but Lot recognized it. All right, because he dwelt with Abraham. All right, read on.
Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night?
So they just came there. As soon as they saw them, they're already like, whoa, where's those men that came there? You understand? They couldn't wait. That shows how wicked they were, man. You understand? Read on.
Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Damn Hamites, man. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Right, so he said, listen, man, don't do so wickedly, man. What's wrong with you, man? You know what I mean? They just came in. That's like that mentality, like a person in prison and somebody new comes into jail. Yo, fresh meat.
Yeah.
That's the same mentality, man. You understand? It's crazy, man. All right, read on.
Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we do worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the men, even Lot.
They're still pushing up and so pressing, man. You know what I mean? To the fact that show you that the homosexual agenda that they had going on was so deeply, it was so demonic too, man. All right? So that's the same that's in America too, that same demonic evil spirit, man.
Come.
All right? Because homosexuality is a demonic spirit. That's all it is, man. All right? It's a foul, vile spirit.
Come.
All right? Read on.
And came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness.
See, the angel had to smite them with blindness so they can't see. All right? And still when the angels smote them with blindness, they were still trying to find it, the men. Still trying to find, like, trying to do a Ray Charles move. You understand? All right? Read on.
Both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great.
So the angels came down to show, to witness and to bear witness. Listen, it's extremely wicked. All right? And so they say for themselves that they just came down. And they've seen the action of the men already. All right? Read on.
Because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Most High. And the Most High hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons, unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Most High will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
See? So you see what? Wickedness could consume you too. With you around wickedness, it could consume you. All right? It could draw you into it. Because wickedness has a spirit to it too, a demonic spirit. All right? That's why the Most High said in Corinthians, it says, what part do, let me get the scripture. Go to Corinthians, before I misquote the scripture.
Ben, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sons-in-laws, they weren't of the same nation of Lot, were they?
I don't think so, no.
That city was pretty much.
It was predominantly Africans, what you call Hamites. It was in that area. All right. Go to 1 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. All right. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?
See? There can't be no fellowship with righteousness with unrighteousness. All right? It's not going to work.
That's right.
All right? Read on.
And what communion hath light with darkness?
Right. What communion had the light with darkness? Your light in the darkness, they don't want to hear that.
That's right.
What you talking about? We don't want to hear that, man. All right? So that's why you have to be with those like-minded like you.
Good.
Right?
Good.
Read on.
Verse 15. And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power. As the Most High hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people.
All right. All right. So read on.
Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Most High, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Read on.
And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Most High Almighty.
Right. So wickedness can't walk. Righteousness can't walk with wickedness.
Hey.
All right. They both can't mix. All right. So let's go back to Genesis 19.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 16.
Read 15 again.
Genesis 19, verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
Right. So you see that? So you don't be consumed in the iniquity of the city. All right. Read on.
And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Most High being merciful unto him, and then brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
Right. So you can escape to the mountain before you be consumed. Because the Most High was going to consume it with fire. So they had to flee to the higher grounds. All right? So now, geographically speaking, everybody know where Sodom and Gomorrah is located? If somebody was to ask you, where is Sodom and Gomorrah? Where is Sodom and Gomorrah today? No, the physical, the geographical land. Yeah, it's here spiritually, yeah, all over again. But geographically speaking, where is Sodom and Gomorrah?
It's in Israel, but isn't like where even Moab is?
Right, in that area, in the land of Israel. Right. It's located in the land of Israel. It's still there today. You can see the ruins of it. All right? It's a desolate place, man. You understand? And when you see it, and even archaeologists and everybody that knows put up the sign and say this is Sodom and Gomorrah. You can see that. You can see the burnt from how the Most High burned it. You can smell the sulfur still. All right? Yeah.
Then did y'all see that when y'all went over there?
Yeah. Yeah. It's plain and evident, man. It's right there, man. It's still there, man.
Good.
Most High left it as a memorial example, like he said in the book of in the book of Peter's. It say left it as a remembrance. Sodom and Gomorrah, still standing there, man. And Esau tried to preserve it by putting up signs and said this was ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, yeah.
I was watching a documentary one time with one of those Edomites, and he was out there and saw spend the night there, right? So he saw some of the balls. He saw some of the balls on the ground, and he said, "Let me light this and see if this still work." And when he lit it, it was still working.
Yeah.
Right, but he was in the open, so he didn't get the surface smell.
Right.
So he took it back to his friends in the hotel, and he said, "Man, you guys won't believe this. These things still active." And he lit one. He almost killed everybody.
Yeah, it's still active, man. Yeah. And when you pick up the rock, you can see like turn into ashes. You can see it was burnt, man. The whole thing was burnt. The Most High burnt it, man. You know, and the smell is still there too. The Most High left as an example, man.
Inferno.
Yeah. All right. So read on.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 18. And Lot said unto them, "Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live." And he said unto him, "See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither."
So the Most High was going to destroy it until they leave that city. All right. Read on.
Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Most High rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Most High out of the heavens.
So the Most High did? He rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Most High out of heaven. He brought that fire and that lightning and burnt it up, man. All right? And that's what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. And everybody that was there was burnt up, man. Understand? Read on.
Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
And it's still there. That rock of her is still there. It's still there. That rock formation is still there in the land. All right. Read on.
And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Most High. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace.
So Abraham was over on the other side looking at it, seeing the smoke of it burning. All right. He saw the smoke of it burning, man. All right. And that was like what you call like a nuclear destruction light of that place, man. All right. Yeah.
Like, it sort of reminds me like modern day.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here?
Yep. That's an example of what's going to happen here too. All right. Read on.
Verse 29. And it came to pass, when the Most High destroyed the cities of the plain, that the Most High remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
So why his daughter said that? Why his daughter said that?
Because after the attack on Sodom and Gomorrah, they thought that was the end of the world.
Right, they thought that was the end of civilization and mankind on it after that destruction. All right, that was a hell of a destruction, man. And that was the first time the Most High ever brought a destruction like that. Before it was the flood, but never by fire.
Good.
So that was a great devastating destruction that was brought upon the earth. All right, read on.
Verse 32. Come, Let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
Now, a lot of people say wine can't get you drunk. Wine could get you drunk. Yeah. There's a scripture on that too. All right. Wine could get you drunk, man. You understand? Wine will get you drunk. I'm just saying, I could drink a wine, I can't get drunk. Nah. The scripture tells you, go to Proverbs 18. Yeah, Proverbs 18.
So Ben, he had to be like not asleep or something.
He was
He was drunk, and then he probably was scared from that too. You know?
That was that real
So
wild.
he's that drunk and he gets to get someone pregnant too? Deep. That's some deep drunk.
It says wine. It said wine is a mocker and strong drink. No, it's in
Oh, that's 20.
Proverbs. Yeah, Proverbs 20 and 1.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. Wine is a mocker.
See, you see, wine is a mocker. It will make mockery of you. You think I could handle wine? Ain't no right. It will get you drunk, man. It will put you down, man.
That's right.
All right. read on.
Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
See what it says? Read it again.
Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging.
Strong drink is raging. Strong drink will put you in a rage. That you want to fight when you drink strong drink.
That's right.
All right. Read on.
Whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
If you deceive, you're not wise, because wine will get you drunk. All right. And you drink too much strong drink, it'll turn you into a beast too. It will change your spirit. All right. If you drink too much of it. All right. So go back over here to Genesis now.
Real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. Verse 4. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink.
Why is he saying that?
Drinking too much will clog your judgment.
Right, it clog your judgment. But can you drink?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you could drink. All right. Let's read on. Yeah.
Verse 5. Lest they drink and forget the law.
See, lest they drink and forget the law of the Most High, and like I said, it perverts your judgment. All right.
And pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
See, give strong drink unto him that's ready to perish, so you could drink strong drink. I mean, you're not supposed to drink, you know that, right? You're a man of God. Yeah, you could drink. All right, read on.
And wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
See, and give wine to those who have a heavy heart. You catch your head all day, you down, you say, man, give me some wine to drink, man. Because wine does what? It cheers you up, it eases and relaxes you sometimes. You understand? And wine is good for your blood. All right? Yeah.
They were saying here to give to someone who's about to perish, because sometimes you might be in pain.
You're in pain.
So that wine now could ease the pain up as you
Right.
as you're going through your stages of death.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. The strong drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more.
Right. So it eases that time, that stress, whatever you're going through at that time. But people use that to become drunks. They use that opportunity, that time, where they say, oh, you know what, give me some more, put some more. Become a lush. You understand? Put some more. Damn it. I need a friend. That friend's a bad friend.
Is there a precept that talks about drink when you get paid? It makes you
Yeah,
happy?
in Ecclesiastes, 3rd chapter, 324.
Isaiah 3rd chapter?
No, Ecclesiastes 324. Yeah.
Can I get a precept?
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus 31 and 27.
Right.
Wine is as good as life to
See?
a man.
See? Wine is as good as a friend to a man. Wine is good. Because that's the best thing. Wine makes you happy, cheerful, man. You're like, yeah. You know, it's good. It makes you feel good. It goes good with your food, man. You drink some wine, you're like, yeah, this is it, man. Hey, how should I turn water into wine at a wedding, right? And they say you save the best for last, right? So read that verse again.
Good wine.
Sirach 31:27. Wine is as good as life to a man.
See, wine is as good to a man as life.
If it be drunk moderately.
See, if it drunk moderately.
That's it.
Right?
What life is then to a man that is without wine?
See? What is life without wine, man? It was made to make you feel cheer you up. To make you feel good.
For it was made to make men glad.
See, it was made to make you happy, to rejoice. All right, there's more to it?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart.
See, in season. See, everything has to be done in season and measurably, not overdoing it. Oh, you cannot drink? Who? No, it's not. No, you cannot drink. I might tell you that foolishness, man.
That's right.
All right?
And cheerfulness of the mind.
And cheerfulness of the mind.
But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness.
See, but once it becomes excess, it becomes bitter.
With brawling and quarreling.
You see, you want here to fight. You become
drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
See?
Till he offends. It diminisheth strength and maketh wounds.
Get yourself beat up.
Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine.
Right.
And despise him not in his mirth. Like laughter.
Right.
Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink.
Right. So so if a man is already tipsy and good, don't say, come on, drink some more. Don't talk to him. Go ahead, get some more. If a man is tipsy and nice, don't push him no more to drink no more. All right? Let him wear out the tipsiness for a while. You understand? Because it's a natural high. You understand? It's a natural high. It was made to make you feel good. You understand? All right? Then read in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter in the Bible, 3 and 24. Yeah. Now 324, Ecclesiastes, what is it? I think it's, 1 second. Ecclesiastes. 1 second.
That's 2 and 24.
2 and 24? What 224 says? What 224 says?
Oh, there is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor.
Right, that's the one, yeah.
This also I saw that it was from the hand of the Most High. Okay.
Right, that's it. Read it again.
There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw that it was from the hand of the Most High.
All right. And then there's another one here. Go over, still in Ecclesiastes. 1 second.
Oh yeah, 5 and 18, right?
Right, 5 and 18, yeah.
Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he taketh under the sun.
Right.
All the days of his life which the Most High giveth him, for it is his portion.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, all right. So. All right, and go to the 9th chapter. All right, 9th chapter, the 7th verse.
7th verse, yeah. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart.
See, and drink your wine with a merry heart. All right, read on.
For the Most High now accepteth thy works.
All right. All right, so that's pretty much. There's a lot more to that, more on that. All right, but in case somebody want to tell you, then also in Deuteronomy it tells you about strong drink. If you want to get strong drink, you understand. But everything has to be balanced
In moderation.
In moderation. All right, so let's go back to Genesis about his Lot being drunk.
All right, Genesis chapter 19. Go back to 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Right. So these two sons came from the father and from and the sister. All right. But I know we were taught this. We all were taught this from One West, and some people still teach today that Ammon is a Japanese and Moab is a Chinese, but it's not. It's not. Right? I know a lot of people still teach it today. The Moabites are the Chinese and the Ammonites are the Japanese, but they're not. All right? I'm a further go to class and teach it and show you. All right? The Moabites and the Ammonites are still today in the land of Jordan, around that area. All right?
All the stands.
All right? They were not pushed to China. All right? Nebuchadnezzar didn't push them to China. All right? What Nebuchadnezzar did, he pushed them out from the land. All right? He pushed them further into the area where the Arabs were. That's what he did. All right? And the Arabs came in and took over their land. So the Arabs and them all mingled up together. All right? The far east that he pushed them were farther east in the area of Saudi Arabia and those areas, not the far east of China. Because Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom never reached to China. His kingdom only reached from the area of from Iraq down to Ethiopia. All right. Okay, not even Alexander Empire reached to China. The farthest empire reached was to India. All right. Later down the line, the British was able to go over into China and those areas. Okay, but we're gonna go later in the class and show you that the Moabites and the Ammonites are not Chinese and Japanese. A lot of people still teach that today because that's what we were taught. All right. But that was incorrect because everybody's saying because they look alike and they came from incest, they're saying they're Chinese and the Japanese. All right. But I'm gonna show you a scripture because everybody says that Nebuchadnezzar pushed them to China and Japan. But if that was the case, during the time of the Maccabees, they were still in the land. So if they were in the land during the time of the Maccabees, how would they push to China and Japan? And when did the Maccabees come on the scene? Close to the Greek Empire in the 1st century BC. All right? So I'm going to show you real quick. During the time of the Maccabees, they were still in the land. All right? Go to 1st Maccabees. All right, go ahead to 1st Maccabees, the 5th chapter, and we're going to start from the 1st verse. I'm going to show you something right here because if they were pushed to China and Japan, what were they still doing there during the time of Judas Maccabees? All right, and when you read that scripture properly, when it says Nebuchadnezzar pushed them to the east, it tells you he pushed them to the east to where Kedar was dwelling. And Kedar was the sons of Ishmael. All right, and where did Kedar live? In what you call the era of Saudi Arabia. All right. Okay, so start from 1 Maccabees, the 1st chapter. 1 Maccabees, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse.
1 Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them. And thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people.
Okay, and this was in the era during around the 1st century BC. All right, this was during the time of the Greeks, of Judas Maccabees. And their main fight was mainly against the Greeks, who was trying to Hellenize them. All right, read on.
Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them. And thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea.
Okay, so the Edomites were still there in Idumea too. All right, read on.
At Arabatine, because they besieged Israel. And he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoils. Also he remembered the injury of the children of Bean, who had been a snare and an offense unto the people, and that they lay in wait for them in the ways. He shut them up therefore in the towers, and encamped against them, and destroyed them utterly, and burned the towers of that place with fire, and all that were therein. Afterward he passed over the children of Ammon.
See now, see what he did? Afterward he passed over to the children of Ammon. So if he passed over to the children of Ammon, they had to be where? Still in that area. All right, read on.
Where he found a mighty power and much people, with Timotheus their captain. So he fought many battles with them.
So how is he going to fight battles with them if they were in China? You understand? He fought many battles with them during that time. So how could they be in China? Or in Japan? All right? Read that verse again.
So he fought many battles with them, till at length they were discomfited before him, and he smote them. And when he had taken Jazar with the towns belonging thereto, he returned unto Judea.
So after he smote them, he returned back to Judea. All right? So this shows you right here, they were still there in the land during the time of the Maccabees and the first era of the Greeks. All right? Now Nebuchadnezzar was 400 years before the Greeks. So if Nebuchadnezzar pushed them to the far east, why are they still here? All right? So let's go to our scripture and show you where it says Nebuchadnezzar pushed them, but he didn't push them to what we call China and Japan. All right? Let's go to Jeremiah. And go to Ezekiel and Jeremiah. First, let's go to Ezekiel. You know, I should go to Jeremiah first. Actually, let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel 25. Ezekiel 25. All right, start from Ezekiel 25 on 1.
Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 1. The word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against the Ammonites, and prophesy against them, and say unto the Ammonites, Hear the word of the Most High, your power. Thus saith the Most High thy power, because thou saidest, Aha, against my sanctuary, when it was profaned, and against the land of Israel when it was desolate, and against the house of Judah when they went into captivity. Behold,
right. So this was during the time of the Babylonians, because when the Babylonians came in the scene, they enslaved a lot of nations. They put a lot of nations down. All these nations the Babylonians put down, and they were in check under the Babylonians. So they served under Nebuchadnezzar. But the main one that mainly served under Nebuchadnezzar the longest was who? Israel. For how many years? 70 years under the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar. All right? Who was also there during that captivity? He was a famous person. Daniel. All right? Read on.
behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the men of the east for possession.
So it says, behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the men of the east for a possession. Now, what country is east of Jordan? When you look at the map, what country is east of Jordan? Look at the map. Look at the map and tell me what country is east of Jordan. You have to go and take a look. East, where is Jordan situated? All right. This is Jordan here, right? Jordan is right here. And he said, east. The east will be where? Right over here in all this area of Saudi Arabia. All right? Jordan is right here, right next to Israel. He said, I'm going to push you to the men of the east for possession. All right? Read on. Read that verse again.
Behold, verse 4. Behold, therefore, I will deliver thee to the men of the east for possession.
So now, if you're delivered to the east for possession, what are you?
Slave.
A slave. All right? They have control over you. Read on.
And they shall set their palaces in thee.
And they shall set their palaces in thee. What is the palaces that they set in them? What did the Arabs set in their places? Mosques. Temples. All right? Read on.
And make their dwellings in thee.
And make their dwellings in thee. Read on.
They shall eat thy fruit, and they shall drink thy milk. And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels.
Right, and Rabbah was one of the place where they live in Jordan. Most actually shall make it what? A stable, a what?
For
camels. Who's famous for their camels? The Arabs. All right, read on.
And the Ammonites a couching place for flocks. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. For thus saith Yahweh power. Because thou hast clapped thine hands and stamped with thy feet, and rejoiced in thy heart with all thy despite against the land of Israel. Behold, therefore I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and will deliver thee for a spoil to the heathen, and I will cut thee off from the people, and I will cause thee to perish out of the countries. I will destroy thee, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith the Most High, because that Moab and Seir do say, behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities, from his cities which are on his frontiers, the glory of the country, Beth Jeshimoth, Baal Meon, and Kiriathaim, unto the men of the east with the Amorites.
See, he's going to push them to the men of the east along with the Ammonites. All right, read on.
And I will give them in possession, and the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations.
So when it says the Ammonites should not be remembered among the nations, what is he talking about?
They're going to lose their history, their ancestry, their
Right.
language, everything.
And the name that they're known as Ammonites will not be known as Ammonites. All right, they'll be known as Bedouins and all kind of people dwelling in the land because they're all mixing with the Arabs. All right?
Try to do us.
Same thing that happened to us.
Same time to us. So they're all mixing there. So the Arabs and all of them mixing there. Because remember, Abraham had many sons. Many sons. So they're all mixing amongst there with the Arabs too. All right? Mixing with the Greek babies and everything too. All right. Read on.
Verse 11. And I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am Yahweh.
All right. Now let me show you. I'm gonna show you when it says there should be pushed to the man of the east who is referring to. All right. Go to Jeremiah. I'm gonna show you something in Jeremiah. Give me 1 second. All right, go to Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 49. And start from the first verse.
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 1. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Most High, hath Israel no sons? Hath he no heir? With them doth their king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities.
All right, so the Ammonites, when Gad and Reuben was pushed out of the land during the time of the Assyrian Empire, the land was desolate. So the Moab and the Ammonites, being that they were close to Gad and Reuben, they took over the land, because the land that Reuben and Gad had was in the land of Jordan. All right, their land was not in the land of Israel; it was in the land of Jordan. All right. So Reuben and Gad had their land in the land of Jordan. So Gad, Reuben, Moab, and Ammon were close by. They were neighbors. So when Reuben and Gad was pushed out of the land, the Ammonites and the Moabites took over their land. All right? So read that verse again.
Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Most High, have Israel no sons? Have he no heirs? Why then doth their king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites.
So Rabbah was a city in the land of the Ammonites. All right, read on.
And it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them that were his heirs, saith the Most High. Howl, O Heshbon, for I spoil you. Cry, ye daughters of Rabbah. Gird you with sackcloth.
Why? Because the Babylonians are going to come and take them down under Nebuchadnezzar. All right, read on.
Lament, and run to and fro by the hedges, for their king shall go into captivity, and his priests and his princes together. Wherefore glorious thou in the valleys, thy flowing valley, O backsliding daughter, that trusteth in her treasures, saying, who shall come unto me? Behold, I will bring a fear upon you, saith the Most High, power of hosts, from all those that be about thee. And ye shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth. And afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Most High.
All right. So hold on from there. I want to show you something in Jeremiah, something else. Go over here to Jeremiah 49. Yes.
In that verse, in verse 2, how old Heshbon for I? Is that AI?
Yeah. All right. That was one of the city too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All those were ancient cities in the land of Jordan. All right. Because remember, Jordan is right close to Israel too. It borders one another.
Right.
And remember, Gad and Reuben had their land in Jordan.
Right.
They were the first tribes to get their land. And Most High said, across the Jordan. All right. So they got their land in the land of Jordan. Jordan was never a nation. It was just a land.
Right.
Right? Today they call themselves Jordanians.
Right.
All right? It was always a land, never a nation of people. All right? So go over here to Jeremiah 49 and start from here start from the 28th verse.
Jeremiah 49, verse 28. Concerning Kedar, and concerning the kingdoms of Hazar, which Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon shall smite, thus saith the Most High, arise ye, go up to Kedar, and spoil the men of the east.
See, they were the men of the east. Kedar, not the Chinese and Japanese.
That's right.
All right? And now, all right, read on.
Their tents and their flocks shall they take away. They shall take to themselves their curtains, and all their vessels, and their camels, and they shall cry unto them. Fear is on every side.
Read on.
Flee, get you far off, dwell deep, O ye inhabitants of Hazar, saith the Most High. For Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon have taken counsel against you, and have conceived a purpose against you.
All right, so this was Nebuchadnezzar coming against even Ishmael, Abraham's sons, the Moabites, the Ammonites. He came against all the nations and put them down. All right, and then what he did, he pushed Moab and Ammon into the land of Kedar. And they possessed them and built mosques and in their land and everything. That's what they did. All right, so they were not pushed all the way to China and Japan. All right, because Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom never reached that far. His kingdom stayed right in that area, from Iraq all the way down to Ethiopia. All right, he ruled. Nebuchadnezzar ruled from up here, all of this, come down here, down to Ethiopia. That was the extent of his kingdom, and even Egypt. All right, that was the extent of his kingdom, and it ended here. Then when the Greeks came, they added more territory and possession. The Greeks came and took all of this, Turkey, all up here, Egypt, all of this, Iran, this, they took here. That's the farthest they went, right here. All right, we went to Afghanistan, all right, and the kingdom ended right here in India. That was the extent of their kingdom. All right. When the Romans came, they took more territory, but the Romans never went down to India.
Right.
They only stood in this area right here, or right here, Egypt and this area.
They also went to China too.
Who?
The Romans did China too, but it was never really documented.
Right. They didn't really get as far to conquer them.
Yeah, but they were in China
Yeah,
also. Yeah.
but they didn't get a chance to conquer them. It's when the British came on the scene, they went and conquered the whole entire earth.
Yeah.
The British subdued the whole entire earth. All right. Okay. Now to prove to you that Kedar is the sons of Ishmael, right? Let's go to Genesis. Go to Genesis 25 and the first verse.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 1. Then again Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. And Jokshan begat Sheba, and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashurim,
Yeah.
and Letsushim, and Leuman. And the sons of Midian, Ephah, and Ephah, and Hannah.
And Midian became a nation of people too. All right. Read on.
And Abidah, and Eldadah. All these were the children of Keturah.
And these were the children of Keturah, Abraham's other wife. All right, read on.
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son. while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country.
See what he said there? Eastward unto the east country. When I was referring to the east, it was referring to that area of Saudi Arabia. It wasn't referring to China and Japan. Saying eastward to the east country. All right? Read on.
And these are the days of the years of Abraham, which he lived 183 years. That Abraham gave up the ghost and died in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah.
So what would Isaac and Ishmael be?
Brothers.
Right. They were brothers.
Right.
All right? Ain't that something? Brothers.
If you say that is looking as the Jews, the Ammonites go to the China.
No,
that's not.
no, that's what I'm not saying that.
Not
No. Nebuchadnezzar never drove them to China. That's what we were taught.
That's what this has been told you.
Yeshua taught that. He taught that. He was the one that taught us that.
Well, Yeshua was the one who taught us later that what you're
saying,
he taught us later.
They did not the Chinese Japanese.
Right.
But he shall corrected that in front of everybody. But he made it seem as if, oh, that's what y'all were taught that. But he shall correct that and said, I taught y'all that.
Right.
I made a mistake in that. You understand? Because I remember when I first came into class, and I read the story too about the Moab and Ammon, and one guy came in the class and he raised his hand. He said, who are the Chinese and Japanese? Yeshua said, that's easy. That's the Moab and Ammonites. And he went to the scripture in Genesis and to one in Jeremiah. I said that the Chinese and Japanese are Moab and Ammon. You understand? But then later on, when we started researching and checking out, we said they can't be. Then even Yeshua came up and said they're not the Chinese and Japanese. All right? You understand? So like I was saying, Moab and Ammon are not the Chinese and Japanese.
Right.
That's what we've been taught, and it's still being taught today by a lot of schools.
So who they are, the Chinese and Japanese?
The Chinese and Japanese came from Japhet. They're Japhetic people.
That's right.
They're not called Shittim.
Come.
They're called
Shittim, that's the name. That's the name.
Moab and Ammon.
Yeah, Shittim is a name for China too. You understand? They came from the sons of Japhet. All right?
That Far East Asia was called Chittim.
Yeah. Sinim, when you read in Isaiah, Sinim, hold this here 1 minute. Go to Isaiah. Sinim also means China. All right, go to Isaiah 1 second. I'm going to come back here to Genesis. Isaiah, what is it? Isaiah, wow, what's it? Isaiah, wow. One second. I'm gonna find a scripture, but let me go back. I'm gonna go back to Isaiah, but it's a scripture the most in Isaiah speak about Sinim. One second. Huh?
I think I found it. Isaiah 49:12.
Really? Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right, that's it. Yeah, read it, Yarapa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 49, verse 12. Behold, these shall come from far.
From far, far. All right, read on.
And lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim.
And Sinim means China. All right, that's the name. And those are the sons of Japheth, Sinim. All right. All right, and when you look up the precept for that word, it even tells you here too. It says here, the word is supposed to refer to a people of the Far East, perhaps the Chinese. It's not perhaps, it is the Chinese.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So the Chinese, they didn't come from Moab and Ammon. They came from Japheth. From Japheth's sons. All right. So go back to Genesis. All right. We left off in what
Genesis
25 and
go back to 25.
yeah, 25, and go over here to the read down to the start from the 12th verse.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 12. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names, according to the generations, by the firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajah, and Kedar, and Abiel, and Mibsen, and Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, Hadar, and Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns and by their castles. 12 princes according to their nation.
So they had 12 princes. Those princes became nations. All right. Now you see a lot of white-looking boys down there, down in Saudi Arabia. That's not Ishmael. That's not the original. Those are Greek damn bastard babies, Ottoman Turkish babies. All right. Those are Ottoman Turkish babies. Okay. Talking about the Grand Sultan of Saudi Arabia. They're the sheep. All right. Yeah.
And they oppress and they beat up and spit and hit on the original people from there. Dark
yeah.
people.
All right. Because a lot of times you see the sheik of Bahrain and all these people here, all this area, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, all this was the land of Saudi Arabia.
Right.
This whole entire area, it's a big land, it's a big country. Then when you see the sheiks, you see a bunch of white-looking, blue-eyed guys. They're not about Ottoman Turkish Greek babies, all right? They are not the sons of Ishmael. The sons of Ishmael are pushed out here, scattered all over. You got Ishmaelites all up in here, in Egypt, down here, in Jordan. They push all over the place. Okay, these are none but damn white boys claim to be Arabs. Okay, now some might be true because the seed mixing and stuff like that. But this whole entire land here, this was promised to Abraham's son Ishmael. This is his land here. That's what the Most High gave him, this land here. All right?
Those are the ones digging up the dirt for the archaeologists today.
So the Most High blessed Ishmael, Abraham's son, with what? What did he bless them with?
Melanin.
No, and what else? He blessed them with something else that everybody's using today. Oil. Most High blessed them with that.
Yeah.
All right, and it was the British and the Americans that went and discovered the oil there.
Yeah.
All right, and they took control of the land. So the British, what they did on the Lawrence of Arabia, when they went into Saudi Arabia, they separated the different families. All right, they separated the different Arab families, and when they went in, they were able to take over and take control of the oil. So they used the Arabs to fight against the Ottoman Turkish Empire so they could slide in the so-called Jews in the land. So while the true Arabs fighting against the Ottoman Turkish, the so-called Jews were able to come through the back door and slid into the land. Because what Lawrence of Arabia did, he befriended the Arabs, and by befriending them, they got his trust, and they were able to get weapons from the British military to fight against the Ottoman Turkish Empire. All right. So when the British went in there, they separated, carved it up, took it over, discovered the oil. All right, and from since then they've been pumping oil of that land.
And
All right.
they built the railway.
And they built everything there. And then the area they call Kuwait, that's what the British call that. That belongs to Iraq. The British call that Kuwait. All right, the British came and carved all those areas, man. The British did a number in all those countries in the Middle East, man. All right.
I was not going to mention that. I was not going to mention that Saddam Hussein said that Kuwait belongs to
Yeah, that was his. And they were drilling the oil from Kuwait. All right. So the Most High blessed the Arabs with that oil. But they didn't know how to use the oil until the British and American under who? What American company under who went into to the Middle East? Let me see if the brothers know. There's a famous American company and a famous person that went into the Middle East and got oil.
Is it the Rockefellers?
The Rockefellers.
He built the first, they said the first railway.
They went into that too, yeah.
So they can bring the oil out.
On the Standard Oil. Standard Oil. You understand? They went in there and even up until like the late 1800s, they were starting to pump oil out of the Middle East. But the 1900s was the big point when all the different European companies had a hand in it. The British under BP, what they call British Petroleum. Now they changed the name. But the British had heavy control in that area with the oil. All right? Even in Iran too. That's why Iran said, get the hell out. We don't want you in there. All right? Because when they got there, they overthrew the Shah of Iran and put in, what's his name? All right? The Ayatollah, and that's why they got mad. In 79. So the British was doing a lot of dirt in those countries, man. Yeah.
Question. Now, Ishmael, what tribe of Israel is he from? Is he, even though Abraham is his father, is his tribe incorporated into the 12 tribes of Israel?
No, right? He's showing you, let's read this verse again. He became a separate nation. And he got his own inheritance. Even he's a Hebrew, but he's not an Israelite.
That's right.
You understand? Remember, there are Hebrews too. There's a lot of Hebrews. He's a Shemite too, a Shemitic Hebrew. All right. Even Elam is a Shemite. All right. Name the 5 Hebrew families. Yarapal.
Israel, Edom, Moab, Ammon, and Ishmael.
Right. Those are the 5 Hebrew families. All right. All right. So read this verse back here again.
Verse 12.
Read verse 12 again.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 12. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names, according to their generations.
See? According to their generations, separate from Isaac. All right, remember, Ishmael sent him away. Go back up here. Go back to the 6th verse. Read the 5th verse.
Genesis 25, verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
He gave all that he had unto Isaac. All right, read on.
But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son.
He separated them. He sent them away. You understand? So he put that separation there. All right, read on.
I just lost it real
quick.
And sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country.
So he sent Ishmael over unto eastward unto the east country, which is Saudi Arabia. That's the land he gave them as their possession. All right, read on.
And these are the days
now jump down to 13 now.
Verse 13. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names, according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Demah, and Massa, Hadar, and Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their towns, and by their castles. 12 princes according to their nations.
See? 12 princes according to their nations. which became the Ishmaelites. All right, read on.
And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they dwelt from Havilah.
See, now the Most High always give you a geographical description of every man's landmark. So what he says, and they dwelt from Havilah, read on,
unto Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brothers.
So when you figure out the geographical location, you see it's right there in Saudi Arabia.
And the Assyrians, are they over there too?
Yeah, they're up there in Assyria too. They all mingle up there too. All right. So you see that, right? So with that, any questions? I'm gonna end the class.
No.
And then I'm gonna go into a more detail about Moab and Ammon when I start the class. Any questions before I close out the class? Questions? Nothing?
I did have one question. Because I seen it before with Jacob when he said he passed away and he was gathered to his people. So when they saying that, what is they actually?
His people, Jacob?
Yeah, like when Jacob passed, just like what they just said with Ishmael. They said when he died, he gave the ghost, he was gathered to his people.
Like his father's people, his mother's family.
Amongst his lineage.
Yeah, amongst his lineage.
So it's also like a spiritual thing too, or?
It's a spiritual and physical thing too. Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Right. All right. So whenever you see that they were pushed to the east, that east was in the far east in China and Japan. That east was there. Just like the scripture said, men came from the east.
Yes.
When Yahushua was born, they came from around that region too. That was called the east because Saudi Arabia is the farthest east of all these other countries. All right. Now, when they used to say far east, the far east was mainly India too, from India. You understand? Okay. So with that, I say shalom.
Shalom.